Hello and welcome everyone. We are less than 2 weeks away from the climax to Season 2 in Year 6 on the Division 2. We get a brand new version of the climax mission and a Master Difficulty. So today I wanted to put out a video just to make sure everybody is ready for this, because in 2 weeks time, or less than 2 weeks time, when this climax mission drops, there's a lot you need to do to be ready for that. So let's make sure we're ready on time. You've got plenty of time still to get ready, even if you haven't played this season yet on the Division 2, and this video is going to cover everything you need to know to get prepped. First things first, if you're going to want to take on the climax mission that releases in a couple of weeks, you are going to need to complete the manhunt for the season, just like in any other season on the Division 2. You've got to do that manhunt. If you've not come back to the game recently and not played the manhunt this season, it has changed a little bit. If we go to the map menu and go to manhunt, we have 16 weeks of scout missions. You'll see we're currently waiting for scout mission 15, which unlocks in just under 7 days, and there's one more week after that. And once you've completed all of these scout missions, you'll get access to that climax mission. So this is very important, especially if you're coming back to the game looking forward to taking on this new content, having a look at what the master difficulty is. You're going to need to complete all of these. Now, if you are just coming back to the game today and you've not done any of these, that's fine. You can work through all of these up until the cutoff where I just was. So you can start from week 1, you can work your way through week 2, 3, 4 and so on until you get up to week 14 where we're currently at. You will need to wait till next week until 15 is released, and then the week after till 16 is released. If you come back in 2 weeks time, you'll be able to complete all 16 in one sitting to get access to the climax mission. But I would suggest getting on as soon as you can to get these done. They can be a little bit grindy. They're like puzzles, and you've got to kind of solve the clues to then complete the activity, which could be a control point, a mission, a bounty, and other little things like that. If you head to my channel homepage though and click on playlist, you will find the Division 2 Season 2 Shades of Red Scout missions. It's got every scout mission in there for each week with all of the solutions if you need help with anything. And I'll update this with the final 2 missions as they go live. As long as you do all that, you'll be ready to take on the climax mission when it releases in a little under 2 weeks. And how I believe it's going to work is you're going to have the climax mission, and once you complete it for the first time, you'll then unlock the master difficulty of that climax mission, which is intended for a squad of 4 players. And they said it'll be easier if you use this season's modifiers. So if you take a look at the modifier system, obviously if you've been playing this season, you'll know all about this. I do have videos on the channel explaining everything you need to know if needed. But basically the modifiers that you can activate, once activated and once you've unlocked all the modifiers, you can piece some modifiers together, like an active modifier here, either reversal, prime time or all out, and mix that with 3 passive modifiers that just make you more powerful depending on where you want to focus. And they say if you've got the modifiers unlocked, you'll be able to use these modifiers towards that master mission when it is available. They said that the mission's kind of been created around these modifiers. So it's going to be important, I think, to have all of this available. Again, if you're just coming back to the game, you've got a little bit of a grind on, but with a little under 2 weeks, you still do have plenty of time. Now, we can find out where we unlock all these modifiers from the main menu, go into Shades of Red, and just clicking on your seasonal journey. Now, you've got 7 steps here. You've got mission 1, 2, 3, through to 7. And each mission, you've got a total of 8 objectives that you can complete. You need to complete at least 6 of them to move on to the next mission. So if you complete 6 here, we can go to mission 2. Complete 6 here, go to mission 3, and so on until we get to mission 7 and complete 6 here. By doing that, you're going to unlock a lot of rewards, but most importantly towards the modifiers is that from mission 4, you unlock some of these active modifiers. So you've got reversal that you unlock for completing mission 4, you've got prime time for mission 5, and you've got all out for mission 6. And personally, all out is my favorite. I highly recommend you get this unlocked before that climax mission. I think it's going to help greatly. Reversal will help as well. It's another great one. Prime time I'm not so keen on, but you are going to want to complete this journey to get a hold of them. And then as for all of the passive modifiers that you can unlock, which there are 12 in total, you'll be using priority objectives, which is again new this season. Basically, there's 3 random objectives here. They give you the reward that you can get from them. You'll decrypt it, complete the activity, and get the reward. You can see at the minute I've got 3 exotic components, so we could click on mission here. We could decrypt that mission, and when we decrypt that, it'll tell me what I need to do, which is complete the DARPA Research Lab's main mission on any difficulty. If I do that, I get the exotic item. So we can go and do that. What I'm going to do though is we're going to abandon that objective, which you can do once per hour, by the way, and we're going to try and keep on going until we get a passive modifier. This time we've got XP as rewards on all 3 missions. I've got 3 rerolls available though, so I can re-roll this if I want to. And to do that, I just press G on PC. That'll re-roll them, and it'll give me another set of missions with rewards, or objectives with rewards. Now, I'm not going to get offered any passive modifiers right now because I've already unlocked all 12, but this is how you do it. You'll say passive modifier on one of these objectives. You'll select the objective, you'll complete the objective, and you'll get the passive modifier. It'll be random every single time. But you're definitely going to want to do this and grind this out to get all of the modifiers if you want to take full advantage of the modifier system. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the whole journey and give you some tips on how to get this done. Now, many of you have this done already. This whole video really is more for people that are coming back to the game for this climax mission. It's just stuff that you need to do beforehand to make sure you get the best experience. So we're going to go through this now and give you any tips. I did do a full guide on this in the past, but we'll go through again now, just give you some tips on how to get each mission completed the quickest. Now, I've done this 3 times. I did it on PC when the season was first released. It took me about 36 hours in one sitting. I then did it on PlayStation, and we did it in 24 hours a few weeks later. And more recently, I did a 24-hour stream on Xbox, and we got this done in less than 20 hours in one sitting. So I've done it in one sitting each of the 3 times I've done it. So it doesn't take a lot of time if you know what you're doing. Obviously, you don't need to do this in one sitting, but about 20 hours is what you're looking at if you know what you're doing, if you follow what I'm about to say now. So let's start with Journey Mission 1. Eliminate hostiles with a primary weapon, 150. You'll do that without thinking. Complete the Grand Washington Hotel mission. Nice and easy, any difficulty that you want. Loot pieces of gear. Just pick up 25 pieces of gear. Use the pulse skill. You can attach any pulse that you want. Just go into the firing range and just keep on hitting pulse. So cooldown will be like 5 seconds if you have cooldowns inactive, and every 5 seconds you can pulse. As soon as you've done that 40 times, you've completed that objective. Buy an item from the theater settlement vendor. Just head to the theater, buy an item. Complete propaganda broadcasts. There's 3 of them. Open world activities, just find them, complete 3 of them. That's completed. Complete the Air and Space Museum mission. Again, any difficulty, just complete that. And then liberate 4 control points. Just take over 4 control points. You can do just 6 of these. You don't need to do all 8. Pick which ones you want to do. Once you've done 6, you'll be able to come and complete the journey mission and move on to Journey Mission 2. Now, as we go through the journey missions, each one's going to get a little bit more grindier, but 2 still isn't that bad. You've got to complete main missions, and 8 of them, and there's eliminate true suns in Southwest, 350. I did both of these together, and if we head to Southwest, I just go to Jefferson Plaza, and I play that mission on hard, just nice and easy playthrough of it, 8 times. By the time you've completed that mission 8 times, you'd have killed the amount of true suns that you need to kill in that area. And that'll be 2 objectives ticked off for Journey Mission 2. Deconstruct items. You need to deconstruct 60 items. So just pick up loot, open field proficiency caches, dismantle it all. Once you've dismantled 60 items, you'll get that ticked off. Craft gear pieces. Just go to your crafting station. Don't make the mistake like I did the first time and craft weapons. It's gear pieces you need to craft. But once you've crafted 15 different gear pieces, that gets ticked off. Claim a battle pass reward while you're going through this, and as you get up to this point, you've probably already unlocked a level on your season pass. Just head to your season pass. You don't need to buy this. There's some free items as well. As soon as you've unlocked one, just save one for this so that you can claim it. Once you've claimed an item from your season pass, you'll get that one ticked off. Complete public executions. Again, like before, this is a open world activity. Just find public executions around your map and complete 5 of them. The area around Tidal Basin I find great for things like this. Once you've done 5, you'll get that ticked off. Complete descent loops. You've got to do 3 loops in descent. I would leave this one till later if you want to do it, because you're going potentially be coming back to Descent as we get further in the journey. So make this one that you skip if you want. And then there's loot items of specialized or higher quality. So that's purple or high-end items. You've got to loot 60 of them. If you still need this, if this is the last thing you need to get this journey mission complete, just go and count down. Loot items, you're sorted. It'll get ticked off. So nice and easy there for journey mission 2. Once that's complete, you'll have to come back in here and finish it, and you'll move on to journey mission 3. And we start with complete territory controls, 10 in total. Open world activities again. Just go around your map, find territory controls, and go and complete 10 of those. Complete District Union Arena Stronghold, can be done on any difficulty. Complete Roosevelt Island Stronghold, can be done on any difficulty. Eliminate veteran hostiles with headshots. So if you see a purple bar enemy, just kill them with a headshot. You can actually make this a very easy with like a one-shot headshot build. I made this one for my Harvest, which is a Punch Drunk Mask Memento backpack. We got improvised gloves. We got Walker Harris. We got a Habsburg holster there. We got Provident knees. Just stack into lots of headshot damage. If you play at a lower difficulty, it really doesn't matter what your build is. Most important thing is that you have a weapon with Determined on it. So you can use a sidearm like I do on this build. Basically, once you kill someone in the head, you can then shoot them in the body to get a headshot. So you can use a sniper if you want. There's a hot shot, one-shot build you can farm together. But again, with Determined, the idea here is to get the initial headshot. And then every shot after that, even if you hit them in the body, will be headshot kills, which is brilliant. And we'll get this objective done very quickly. We then move on to complete bounties. So with bounties, just bring up the map, find any area that has a bounty, and complete 5 of them. There's 2 in that area. There's 4 in that area. You should have loads around the map. Look how many I've got there in Constitution Hall. Complete any 5 bounties. Then we have craft weapons. So just like before with the gear, but this time weapons. You just have to do 5 of them as well. So craft any 5 weapons at the crafting station. Equip items from the same brand set. I remember when the journey first came out, people struggled with this for some reason. But you just need any 4 items from the same brand set, not gear set. So gear set, these green items don't count. Brand set are the high-end items that have brands attached to them. And you just got to equip 4 of the same. So I'm not sure I've got 4 items on my builds here, but say you've got Providence knee pads here. If I threw on Providence gloves, Providence chest, and a Providence holster, this would tick off this journey objective. And then finally, donate resources to control points. 500. This is probably one I'll leave till later because you'll be doing loads of control points later in the journey. But you just got to take over control points when you can interact with the control point officer, donate resources to them, and just keep on doing that until you've done 500. Once you've done 6 of these 8 objectives, you can come here and you can mark this journey mission as complete and then move on to journey mission 4. This is where it does start getting a little bit grindier. It's not the worst one though. The worst is still to come, but it's also the first one where we unlock a active modifier. We get the reversal modifier for this one. So the first one up here, eliminate veteran hostiles at close range. 130 of them. So again, look out for purple bar enemies and just kill them, but you've got to be at close range. Now, you don't need the modifiers to be active for this. You can do it while being deactive, but I suggest to have it activated because it'll be easy to tell if you're at close range when you're going against the enemies. If we just head to the firing range, I can show you what this looks like. If you just aim at these enemies here, you've got this reticle, and you can see it's got red, amber, and blue on it. So I'm currently at medium range to this target, and it's very easy to tell my range because of that. If I move back, it'll go further towards the red. If I could get closer, it would be on the blue. So maybe if we come here and look at this guy, he's blue. So that's how you'll know you're at close range to enemies. Just make sure you're killing them in that blue, and you'll get the objective done. Eliminate elite hostiles at long range. I skipped this one on Journey Mission 4. I got it done eventually, but I didn't focus on it. This is something I did over time. I would skip this and move straight on to complete priority objectives. You need to do 10 of them. And this is a great time now to start farming for those passive modifiers that you are going to need to complete this journey and potentially make the master mission easier later on. So we already spoke about priority objectives. We know how they work. Just complete 10 of them and focus on those passive modifiers. Now, what we'll quickly do is just mention now the passive modifiers that you might want to get this done. Now, we don't require any passive modifiers where we're at right now in Journey Mission 4. But as we move to Journey Mission 5, you do start getting some objectives that require passive modifiers. So I'm going to give you some now, which I'd say keep an eye on. And if you get all of these, you're good to go and finish the journey, and you can go back to priority objectives later to get the rest of the passive modifiers, just to speed it up a little bit if needed. But the drawback modifier, that's brilliant. That's a nice easy objective to do with the drawback modifier. Pressure piston modifier, easy enough, not as great as the drawback, but if I got this I would go for it. And by the teeth modifier, any of these three will be brilliant. Remember, we can skip 2 of these if we want to as well when we get there, but definitely any of those 3 passive modifiers, or all 3, are ones that you want to try and unlock. As we move to Journey Mission 6, you've got the liability modifier where you eliminate elite hostiles at close range. I skipped that one. You have the quicken modifier where you eliminate throwers at mid-range, so aim for quicken. That's an easy one to do. And there's a tapper modifier where you got to eliminate snipers at long range. Again, another easy one to do, so aim for quicken and tapper. And then finally, on the last journey mission, you've got the impatient modifier to take out some tanks. I'd aim for that one, because that's a very easy one to do. There's also the retribution modifier as well, which you could aim for to take out engineers at medium range. That's also an easiest one to do. I ignore that last one there, the colder weak and eliminate throwers. I don't bother with that, I skip it. I have done it on PC though, as you can see in time. So aim for the retribution, impatient, tapper, quicken, by the teeth, pressure piston, and drawback modifiers. If you get all of those passive modifiers, you're good to finish this journey. You just got to complete the 10 priority objectives and move on. You can go back later to unlock the rest of the passive modifiers that you want. So moving on, complete capital building stronghold. This can be done on any difficulty, nice and easy. Recalibrate items. I want you to do 5 of these. But the beauty is it can be the same weapon. So I could go to this M700 Carbon. I can go into my Tinker menu and I can swap out damage to target out of cover to whatever I want. Say damage to armor. I can then swap it back to damage to target out of cover. Back to damage to armor, back to damage to target out of cover, and so on until I've recalibrated it 5 times. That will work. You then have complete the Tidal Basin Stronghold. It says invaded. You can only do it on invaded anyway, I believe. I guess you can't do like any of the manhunt versions, maybe. Just do the normal Tidal Basin Stronghold on any difficulty. You'll get that ticked off. And then there's eliminate cleaners at mid-range. Best way to do this would be to go to New York and just do cleaner missions and make sure at mid-range when you kill them. It needs to be 130. Again, your modifiers don't need to be active for this, but if you activate them, it will show you when you're at medium range, which is quite handy. And then liberate a New York control point. That's just 5 of them. So take over 5 New York control points and that'll be ticked off. Once you've done 6 out of these 8, you can come and tick off this journey mission and move on to journey mission 5. This is where things do start getting a little bit more grindier now though, but I'll show you some tips and tricks to get it done as quick as possible. You would have just unlocked the reversal modifier as well, and you've now got the prime time active modifier to aim for. Now with the reversal modifier, the top objective here for journey mission 5 is to eliminate hostiles at long range with the reversal modifier active. 200 does sound a lot, but you can do this very quickly, and you can also mix it in with complete floors of the summit on hard difficulty or higher. You need to do 20 floors of the summit. Just head to the summit, make sure it's set to hard, turn directives off, make it as easy as possible, and also make sure you have the reversal modifier active. I'll show you now how this works. First, you want to make sure that you have the reversal modifier on, so head to your modifiers, make sure they're activated, go to active modifier, and just put on reversal. Now reversal says it swaps the damage bonus and equipped passive modifiers between short and long ranges for a limited time, increasing each zone's amplified damage bonus by 25%. The total duration can be extended for each headshot within the 2 distances up to a maximum of 100% of its initial duration. So we're gonna put that on, and reading that, what you want to kind of do, if you have any, is throw on some long range modifiers. So by the teeth, each shot to an enemy's body increases damage up to 2.5 times. So I'm going to throw by the teeth on, but you can put other stuff on as well, but we'll show you how this works with by the teeth. That's also active. Not needed to get the objective done, you just need the reversal, but works quite nice. Now a lot of people do get confused with this one. I see it a lot. I'm going to just throw on a striker build. That's not a striker build, a Hunter's Fury build. That'll do. And we're going to go in here now, and we're going to proc the reversal modifier. So we need some enemies. You can see when I aim at an enemy, we've got that crosshair, but also it will allow me to activate reversal by pressing T on my keyboard. Now when I activate reversal, the red part of that crosshair is going to become blue, and the blue part of that crosshair is going to become red, and I need to get kills at long range with reversal active for the objective. So what that means is I got to proc reversal and then get the long range kills, but long range in effect becomes short range. So what you want to do is this. We want to get close, we want to proc it, and we want to get kills at close range. We aim for the head to extend it, but in effect, we're not at close range on that crosshair there. We're actually at long range, and that's what it means. So you see, I ran out of it already, and it went back to blue quite quickly. But I did get a few kills there. Now, the cooldown for this isn't that long. I've got an enemy to look at here. You can see the cooldown on the crosshair. There's a little white bar next to the blue, red, and amber, and it's charging up. And we're already like a third of the way right now, coming to halfway. That's your cooldown. As soon as that white bar fills out, then you're going to be able to proc reversal again and do it again. Just keep on focusing on that. Keep on waiting for reversal to be active. Proc it all the time and just get close range kills. They're going to be long range because you've changed the ranges around. Now, if you really focus on that on the summit, you'll probably get that done around about the same time that you complete 20 floors. So you might just need a few more, and you'll take both of those off in one go. So that's my suggestion. After that, you've got use sticky bombs. You got to use 50 sticky bombs. Same as before, really. Just equip a sticky bomb like the pulse earlier on. You can go to the firing range and just keep on firing a sticky bomb, and the cooldown will be 5 seconds, and just do it 50 times. But this can also be done in the open world as long as there are no enemies about. Just aim at the sky and fire it. Because you've not really used it on anything, it'll refresh in 5 seconds. You can fire at the sky again. However you want to do that, just use it 50 times to get it ticked off. Liberate New York control points on hard difficulty. It wants you to do 15 of them. So head to New York, set the world difficulty to hard, and complete 15 control points. There are 8 in total on the map. Once you've completed them, you can then reset the control points to go around them again until you've done 15. Loot high-end quality items. It wants you to do 80 high-end items. If I'd kind of like leave this till last. I'd leave it until I've got 5 other objectives done. So this is the 6th one I need to do before we move on to the next journey mission. And if you need any more, just go into countdown to collect the high-end loot at the end. And then we move on to the modifier objectives. So I highly recommend that you do all these 5. Once you've done those 5, you've only got one of these that you need to do. So where before I was telling you to get a hold of passive modifiers so we can move on through the journey, as long as you've got any one of these are all quite easy. I think the easiest one is by the teeth. Drawback will probably be the second easiest, and the toughest one would probably be the pressure piston one. This will take, and it's not tough, it's just that this will take longer. With pressure piston, you've got to equip the pressure piston passive modifier and then kill 175 enemies that are veterans at mid range. So it's making sure you get purple bar enemies at mid range. You got the pressure piston passive modifier active, and you're getting those kills 175 times. But with by the teeth, you just got to eliminate named hostiles at long range with the by the teeth modifier active, and there's a nice way to do this, and you only need 30 of them, so that can be done very quickly. And then with the drawback modifier, you just got to eliminate rushes at close range with the drawback modifier active. That needs to be done 100 times, but there is a fast method to do that. So I'm not going to show you any method for the pressure piston one right now because I haven't got no farmy or grindy method to get that done quick. It's a case of just putting pressure piston on and getting it done. But I am going to show you a method for bite the teeth and for drawback. So first things first, you need to make sure you have the passive modifiers equipped. So we'll throw on drawback, and we're also going to throw on by the teeth, which we've already got. If we have a look at these, drawback, effective range is short range. Weapon handling is increased by 50% of headshot damage while there are enemies within short range. Hence why it wants you to get the kills at short range, I guess, because it's a short range passive modifier. And then by the teeth, each shot to an enemy's body increases damage up to 2.5 times, as we already looked at. The multiplier grows by 0.5 times with each shot, and any registered headshot will reset it. This bonus can be stacked on different enemies. Shooting an enemy outside long range resets the stacks as well. So that's how that one works. Again, probably why it wants you to get them at long range, because it's a long range passive modifier. I'm first going to start with the technique for the drawback, so that we can go and eliminate rushers at close range with the drawback modifier active very, very quickly. So make sure the mod is equipped and then head over to Federal Emergency Bunker. Federal Emergency Bunker is great because it has a lot of rushers, giving you lots of opportunity to get them at short range. But also there's just an area of this mission where you can just farm it. You want to go through the mission until you get up to this position here. You can see fire ahead of me. The difficulty can be anything you want. I'll put it on hard. Put a restock box here, and we drop down below. Now, during this sequence now, we're going to get a load of rushes, and what we're going to do is just quickly going to go into our skills, make sure we have no revive hive on, and make sure we throw on an explosive sticky bomb, because we're going to want an easy way to kill ourselves, and that's going to do that. Now, we're going to push forward, and we're going to get our first set of rushes, and we want to make sure they're at close range when we kill them. Just like that. Now, I shot him in the chest there and he exploded. Be careful if you do that, because there's a chance the explosion will kill him and not your gun. And it doesn't count. So let them get closer. Maybe shoot them in the head will be the safest option. And that other count is 2 rushes at close range with a drawback modifier active. I'll then go through and we'll go into this corridor. We get a few more. Again, wait for them to be close range. Get the kill in the head. There's 2 more. And then this last door opens and I think we get 1 more. We're safe to do this, but we don't want to push any further forward. We want to stay around here. We're going to kill this rusher. And as soon as he's dead, we've run out of rushers, but what we can do is kill ourselves. That's going to detonate, take us out, and we're going to reset at the last checkpoint. Now, the last checkpoint is very convenient because it's right where we just were, where this fire is, where this door is, and we can just keep on repeating this process. So we're just going to keep on making these rushers spawn, killing them at close range, and this will keep on ticking up until you've done 100 of them. It's very, very easy. It's as easy as that. You can go a little bit quicker than I am there if you want to push through the door as well. I'm just taking it nice and safe, and these will spawn every single time. Now, what you can do on the priority objectives is you can track them. I got nothing to track because they're all done, but if you do track them, they'll be on the right hand side of the screen, and as you're getting these kills at close range, you'll see that marker going up all the way to 100 until you get it done. But a very easy way to get this done. That grenade should kill you. Maybe put on a build that is like glass cannon or something, or have a grenade that kills you as well. Put on an all red build is my last tip for this, just to make sure you actually do get the kill on yourself so you can reset yourself. And then we have eliminate named hostiles at long range with the by the teeth modifier active. So we've already put that modifier on. We're ready to go. And a great place to get this done, you need to do 30 of them, was to head to Lincoln Memorial. Again, you can set this mission up however you want. Hard, normal, challenging, heroic. The lower the difficulty, the easier it's going to be. And we just want to make our way through this mission. The first named enemy that you're going to encounter is in this area here. They'll come out of this door once you've cleared the area. And I've still got the reversal modifier active, so I can hit reversal and get him done at long range while being close. And that's going to count as a long range kill on him. And that's 1 out of 30. But we want to keep on going on this mission all the way up to the end. Once you get to the end of the mission, this is going to be the part that you're going to farm. So we want to be able to kill ourselves again. I'm going to take myself off that build I couldn't kill myself with, I'll throw on my hotshot build, where it's like a one-shot determined build. Use whatever build you want, just make sure you die quickly with a sticky bomb. I'm going to take off the revive hive again. We're going to throw the explosive sticky bomb on, and we're going to get 3 elite named enemies in this last section, and as long as we kill ourselves in time, we'll reset the section and go again. So let me show you how we do that. We're going to go in, we're going to start proccing this determined, and we've got to make sure we're at long range. Okay, so I'm staying back here, I'm making sure I'm at long range, because if I'm closer it won't work. But there's 1 named elite dead, and a second named elite's gonna come now. Makes it very easy with the one-shot determined, but on low difficulty you'll kill them quick anyway. And there's a second named elite. Now on this last spawn, you want to make sure that you do not kill the ads, only the named elites. So we're gonna crack his helmet, we're gonna kill him. And that's 3 named elites, and everyone else is still alive. With that said, we can kill ourselves, we'll wipe, and we'll get the last checkpoints. And the last checkpoint is just in that room with the restock box. So here we go. And we can do exactly the same again. So if you got the elites at the start of the mission, we're currently on 4. I'm just going to do exactly the same again now. We're going to rinse and repeat until we get to 30. So we'll do this one more time just to show you how easy it is with this build. The named elite's about to come around the corner. So that's 1 more. So that puts us on 5. And wait for the next one. It'll be 6. Again, just make sure they're always at long range. You can tell by your reticle. There you go. And then when this big guy jumps down, he's going to be 7. Again, just make sure you don't kill anybody else, just him. And you kill yourself, and you go again. Very easy way to get this done. If you don't kill yourself, you got some enemies here to kill you. And rinse and repeat until you're done. And with that done, you would have completed Journey Mission 5. Again, I recommend leaving the pressure piston if you can. You can actually leave 2 of these. You only need to do 1 of them if you complete the other 5 objectives here. So, quickest one is by the teeth. Second quickest is drawback. The longest one is going to be the pressure piston one. But with all of them done, you can then complete this journey mission and move on to Journey Mission 6. And this is the worst one, in my opinion. You'll get the all-out active modifier as a reward for doing it, and that's the best one in my opinion. And nothing here is hard, it just takes the longest when you take everything into account. You can leave 2 of them. My advice on which 2 to leave would be the eliminate elite hostiles at long range with the prime time modifier, 100 of them. That can be quite annoying, so I'm gonna leave that. I'm not even gonna, the only strategy I've really got for that is if you play countdown, at the end, the extraction, they are all elite black tusks that come out of their choppers. So you could farm countdown, make sure you're at long range on countdown at that moment with the prime time modifier active, which you just unlocked from Journey Mission 5. And you can try and get those long range kills on those people coming out their helicopter. Now you've got 7 other people with you there trying to kill them, so it could be quite difficult. But throughout all of your countdown games, you could just try and get long range elite kills, knowing you've got the chopper section at the end as well. I think when I was doing that, I was getting around 10 to 15 a countdown run, which isn't too bad, I guess, but you're looking at potentially like 10 plus countdown runs or more. If you have a group of friends that can just farm countdown with you and let you get all the kills, that would be amazing. But I'll just leave that one. That's definitely quite a grindy one that I wouldn't want to do. And the other one that I would leave is the eliminate elite hostiles at close range with the liability modifier active. Again, if I was going to do this, I would use countdown because you get lots of elite enemies. You make sure you have the liability modifier active, and you just got to be at close range when you're getting those kills on those elite enemies. Again, you've got 7 other people trying to get kills there. If you've got friends that are going to let you get the kills, that would be great. It'd get done quickly. 125 of them is going to be quicker than 100 of the prime time ones, I'd imagine. But yeah, countdown, equip both of these, and use that game mode is how I'd do that, but I would suggest to leave them and focus on all the others. So let's do that. Complete New York missions on challenging difficulty or higher. Just head to New York. I think the quickest mission is Wall Street. Very quick to run through. Set it to challenging and just complete that 8 times. If you do have some friends, they could help you out. They could also run a mission, and when they're up to the boss, they can just invite you in. You can complete the boss with them. It'll complete, so it'll count as a completed mission. So in theory, if you had 7 friends and you all went on Wall Street and you completed your Wall Street, and each of your 7 other friends waited for you to jump on their world to finish the boss, you just jump around your friends, finish the boss on each Wall Street mission to get all 8 done much quicker. So you can do that if you have friends. If not, you're on your own. You got to complete 8 full missions, but easy enough. Optimize items. You got to optimize 25 items, and this can be very annoying, especially if you don't have the resources, and you might actually debate leaving this one and taking on one of the others. However, there is a cheap way of doing it, so as long as you've got some resources, you should be okay, and I will show you that. What you want to do is craft an item that has a very low roll, and the crafting station is perfect for that because quite often it gives you very low rolls. So I'm just going to craft this Wyvern Wear holster here, and once I craft it, we're going to have a look at what rolls it gives me. Hopefully there'll be a low one, right? So yep, we've got skill tier, and they're not too high. We'll have a look at that one. We'll head into our menu, go to our new Wyvern Wear holster, and we're going to go into the Tinker menu, and it wants us to optimize. Now we're going to look at the cost of how much it is. Now, looking at that skill haste, that's quite expensive, so we're not going to do that. And the same with the health, that's quite expensive. We're looking here where it's got like 52 out of 999, 27, 16, 10. We can get much cheaper than that if we have a lower roll. So we're going to keep on crafting items at the crafting station until we get something that is not so good. I'm thinking maybe if you go improvise piece, you get an extra roll, do you? I'm not sure. Oh, you definitely get like an armor or weapon damage maybe. Again, that's quite high, so we're just going to keep on crafting until we get something low. It will happen. There we go. These are much lower. So this improvised holster here, we've got 7% weapon damage, 8.4 crit damage, 7% hazard protection. They're below half on the attributes there, and these should be quite cheap to optimize. So we're going to go into that improvised holster. We're going to tinker with it. And you'll see that weapon damage is still quite expensive, I'd say. So we won't touch that. Crit damage, still quite expensive. Hazard protection, still quite expensive. Now, what I'm kind of looking for here is you're looking for less than 10. Like, I guess the weapon damage there isn't too bad compared to the others. But there, it costs you 9 of that bottom resource, 14 of the Riker resource, 23 of that flag resource, and 46 of the holster resource. You could do that if you wanted to, but the aim here is to just keep on crafting items until you get these low rolls that are cheap to upgrade. And once they're cheap to upgrade, that'll just be cheap, and then you keep on crafting another one so it's cheap again. Because when you're optimizing, the more you optimize an attribute, the more expensive it is to optimize it. So I've just rolled another one that's got some low rolls on there. We can have a look at how much that's going to cost. And there you go. That's a cheap one. We finally got a cheap one. You can see it's 3 on the bottom resource, 5 on the Riker resource, 8 on that flag resource, and just 17. That's what you're really looking for when you get a low enough roll. And once I've got that, I can optimize that, and you'll see how it gets more expensive now. But that would count as one optimization out of the 25. If I pressed the right button, I just made a roll. But there's another cheap one here, skill damage. We'll actually optimize it this time, and that you'll see the price of this go up now when we optimize it. If I wanted to optimize that again, it now costs 10, 15, 25, 50. So you're looking for those low numbers. Now you can keep on crafting items to find them if you've got enough resources. Once you find them, make the optimization until you've done it 25 times. You can also check your luck at a vendor as well. This would be the quickest way to do it. If you can find a low roll at a vendor, just look through what they are selling. If you find one low roll, you can just buy 25 of that item to make that optimization 25 times. Maybe that health damage there in the mechanical animal we'll check it. So it's also worth going around checking your vendors to see if there's anything there with a low roll to get this done. You see the health damage, it's not that expensive, but not as cheap as you can get it if you were to use a crafting station. So if you find anything at a vendor with a very low optimization cost on the attribute, then buy 25 of them, do that optimization 25 times across the 25 items, and you'll be done. If not, keep crafting them to find those low rolls to get them optimized. But as I said earlier, depending on your resources and what you've got, this might not be feasible, and this could actually be a real nightmare to get done. And if that is the case, definitely skip this one and pick up the eliminate elite hostiles at close range with the liability modifier, and just work on countdowners, work on any way you want getting those elite enemies and killing them at close range to get 125. That'll be much quicker and much easier. But if you've got resources like I have, very easy to get it done that way. Moving on, there's deconstruct high-end quality items. You just need to find high-end items. These can be out of field proficiency caches as well. Deconstruct 80 of them. Very easy to do, especially with countdown. So leave this as the last one once you've done 5 other objectives. If this is still to do, get it done then. But you probably do this as you're going forward. Just keep one eye on it. Gain shade levels. You've got to gain 30 shade levels. Very simple to do. In a ×5 or ×3 XP event, you'll have this done in minutes. But even with normal grinding methods, open world activities, control points, set the difficulty as high as you can, heroic directives on, you'll get 30 levels very, very quickly. This is another one like the one just above. Don't focus on this until you've got the other stuff done, because you'll be working on shade levels as you're working on the other stuff. At the end, if you need shade levels and you need high-end loot, just do countdown, get the loot, deconstruct it, then go to open world to polish off any other levels that you need. That then takes us on to the modifier objectives, and like I said to leave the liability one, so we're not going to go over that, but I'm going to show you a great method to get these two done. So eliminate throwers at mid-range with the quicken modifier, and eliminate snipers at long range with the tapper modifier. First things first, we just want to make sure those modifiers are on. So I'm going to go into my passive modifiers. Again, you need to have these unlocked through doing priority objectives before you can even use them. But I've got tapper, and they want us to have quicken as well. So we're going to throw on quicken. So tapper and quicken. Tapper does this. Headshot damage is increased by 150%, but body shots deal greatly reduced damage at long range. And quicken, every critical hit on an enemy within medium range reduces active skill cooldowns by 3%. With those both active, we can work on both of these objectives at the same time. You want to head to Liberty Island on the New York map. If you haven't got the expansion, if you don't own it, then own it, because this is going to save you so much time. It's just worth it. It's the best farming method for these two. I don't know anywhere else in DC where you can get these done as quick. You can maybe go and find a different strategy on another mission like this, but this mission's just perfect to work on both of these. So at Liberty Island. Now, you can do it on any difficulty that you want in some ways, but we're going to use story. And the reason we're going to use story on this is because a thrower and a sniper will always spawn at the start of this mission. We are also going to use our one-shot determined build. You don't need to. You can use any build you want to get these kills, but this just makes it a little bit easier. So we're going to use our one-shot determined build. It's the hot shot one. We're determined on the M700 Carbon. So a nice one-shot build like this will do greatly. It is story mode, so I think you could probably throw a sniper rifle determined on any build and get these kills. It doesn't really matter, but we do also want to kill ourselves again, so make sure you've got the sticky bomb, explosive sticky bomb equipped, so we can kill ourselves and reset. Now at the start of this mission, your first task is to get the medium range thrower kill. If you just follow my route here and get into this cover, you're going to be at medium range to this grenader, who is the thrower. He is the thrower. Get the headshot kill. Then the sniper's just up above him there. Kill him with the determined. You can hit him in the body. And that's it. That's a medium range thrower with quicken. That's a long range sniper with tapper. Fire the explosive sticky at your feet. Kill yourself. And the checkpoint is right at the start of the mission. It will put you right at the start and it'll reset everything for you. So you can just run in and do exactly the same Again, just run to this cover. It's going to put you at medium range to the thrower, who's the grenader. We're going to shoot him in the head. We're going to aim at the sniper. And because we got determined, we can shoot him in the body, or we can shoot him in the head like that if we want. It doesn't really matter. But both are dead. We got another medium range kill on a thrower. We got a long range kill on a sniper with the quicken and tapper modifiers on. And we go again. Now, there I think it's 100 snipers you need to get. It's 150 throwers you need to get. So it is annoying. It's not the most fun content you're ever going to do. But it's the quickest way you're going to get these two done. I assure you. And with those two done, you have finished Journey Mission 6 as well, which is the most tedious journey mission. You can come back here, you can complete the mission, and you can move on to the final Journey Mission 7. Now, in terms of the Climax mission and the Master Difficulty, at this point, Journey Mission 7 isn't important. You don't need to do this. At this point, you have now unlocked all of your modifiers. You've got the all-out active modifier. You've got the active modifier for the prime time and reversal. What you want to make sure you want to do now is priority objectives to get all of the passive modifiers unlocked as well. That should be your priority at this point. When the Climax mission comes out and Master Difficulty, you want to be in a position like I am where when you go to your active modifiers, you can select what you want. And when you go to your passive modifiers, you can select what you want because you've got all 12 unlocked. We don't know what this mission's going to be. We don't know which modifiers are going to make it easier. So having everything unlocked is going to be your best bet. You're a division agent. You've done 6 journey missions already. Why would you leave the 7th one off, right? You get this Carmine mask here as a reward, 3 exotic caches, some other rewards. We might as well finish it off. And it's not as bad as 6. If you've done 6, you can do 7. So let's go through this one and give you some tips on how to finish the journey up. Again, we can leave 2 of these. We do not need to do all 8. We only need to do 6 to complete the journey. So the 2 I'm going to advise you to leave are eliminate engineers at mid-range and eliminate throwers at long range. The best way to do these, eliminate throwers at long range with the Call the Weak modifier active, is exactly what I just shown you on Liberty Island. Get the Call the Weak modifier active, get it on, and when you run into the start of the mission, rather than go into that cover, just stand back at the gate as you run in. The thrower is going to be at long range. So you can get all 125 kills there if you want to do it that way, and it's easy enough. It's just that there's other stuff here that I'd prefer to do than doing that another 125 times. The engineers at mid-range again is very easy. Lincoln Memorial is a great mission for engineers. They don't need to be purple bars, red bars, or yellow bars. It can be any color engineer. So any engineer on that mission, and there's quite a lot of them, this will work on. Just make sure you have the retribution modifier active and you're killing the engineers at mid-range. I think they're the ones with the spanner icon above their head. You always get one on the boss of Lincoln Memorial as well. I was going through Lincoln Memorial making sure I was killing any engineer I saw at medium range with the retribution modifier active, and I think I got about 10 plus a run, so 125 needed. That's about 12-13 runs of Lincoln Memorial to get that done if you're focusing on it. Again, a bit of a grind that I didn't really fancy, so I left these 2 and just got them done at a later date. I'd focus on these first 6, and the only way you're going to disagree with that is if you don't like Nemesis, because one of the objectives is to defeat the Nemesis in Descent. If you don't like that one, skip that. And I'd advise to do engineers or throwers, whichever one you prefer. I'll probably go for throwers because I'm just doing the same thing at the start of the mission over and over. It'll probably be a little bit quicker than the engineers. But starting at the top, eliminate Rikers at mid-range with the all-out modifier active. Now, the all-out modifier is what we just unlocked. So make sure when you go into your modifiers, you go into your active modifier slot and you put on all out. When activated, you'll have 10 seconds to eliminate an enemy in any range zone. The zone that enemy was killed in will count for the full range spectrum, but this effect will slowly decrease. For each 5% it decreases, you'll receive 5% increased weapon damage. Eliminating additional enemies restores 2.5% of the effect. It's my favorite active modifier. I love it. I'll show you how it works now. I'm going to throw on a run and gun sort of build. I think a run and gun build for this is the best. And the best place to do this is going to be Wall Street. It has to be Rikers. So I guess the 2 different options you've got is the Tombs or Wall Street. But at Wall Street, you can proc all out very, very quickly and just keep on farming the start of the mission. So we're going to put this on hard difficulty because we can do any difficulty that we want here. it doesn't matter. So let's just throw it on hard. And then at the start of this mission, we're going to proc all out. Now, the beautiful thing with this objective is bugged. You don't have to proc all out to get the kills, just so you know. So you can go through the whole mission, just get medium range kills, and every medium range kill will count. Not meant to be like that, but it works if you want to do that now. So, for example, I'm at medium range. If I kill him without procking all out, I'm going to get it to count. But our grinding method is to proc all out, and we're going to proc all out on this guy. So I'm going to hit T to activate all out, get the medium range kill, and then the whole spectrum of that crosshair is now medium range. So if I'm close, far, medium, it doesn't matter. I'm at medium range the whole time. So I can really just face tank everything now on that medium range spectrum. And these will all be counting while all out is activated. And the best thing with all out, to extend it, you don't need to get like headshot kills or anything like that. You just need to get kills. So every kill I'm getting here is extending the duration of my all out. And normally you've just got enough time at the start of this mission to go inside and get a couple more kills. So we'll just try and do that. Show you how long this thing can last. There we go. Again, a few more kills inside now. We've still got some more time. I missed the ramp. But plenty of kills at the start of this mission, right? We need to do 200 Rikers. I'm not sure how many I'm doing now. Again, you can track this. If you've got objectives to complete, you're able to track them. They'll be on your screen, so you can see how many kills that you're getting. But once I've cleared this area, what I'm going to do, rather than carry on the mission, I'm just going to open up my map. I'm going to go back to Wall Street. We're going to do mission settings, and we're going to change the difficulty to hard to reset it and go again. You will need to wait for all out to be active again. If I aim at this enemy now, you'll see that it's on cooldown with the white bar at the bottom. But as I said earlier, it works without it being activated. So while you're waiting for that, just go through it again. But this time, just stay at medium range. All these medium range kills will be counting. That was long. But yeah, all these will be counting while you're waiting for that to recharge. And once it recharges, it's a little bit annoying, like, when you're going for range kills. I just got a close one then as well. Like, they will kind of go into long and close when you're at medium, just catch you off guard a little bit. But we're just trying to get a few extra kills while we're waiting for the cooldown. While we've done this first area here, we've probably got the cooldown now. We can proc all out again. So what I'm going to do is just run back to the start of the mission. I'll bring up the map and just do what I did then. We're going to go over to Wall Street. We're going to bring up mission settings and set the difficulty to hard to reset it. And this time we're going to go through again. We're going to proc all out this time and get all those kills at medium range again. Now, if you do this grinding method, you're probably going to have this done in about 10 to 15 minutes, and it won't take you too long. 200 kills very, very easily. Keep on rinsing and repeating. So with that done, your next objective is to eliminate the Nemesis in Descent. I don't mind this one. I love that game mode, and a Descent run is something I enjoy. So I go in Descent, I go and kill the Nemesis, I get that objective complete. There's plenty of people that can help with this in our community as well if you just want help with it. But again, I know a lot of people don't like this and won't like the sound of this. So if you don't, scrap this one off, and as I said earlier, either go for the engineers or the throwers. Reconfigure exotics. It wants you to reconfigure 5 of them. For this, you are going to need an exotic. I'm just coming to my stash. We're going to take out this Lady Death here that I've got, and we're going to use this to reconfigure. If you go to your crafting station, you can use this to reconfigure items. Just head to your weapons, head over to exotics, and there'll be reconfigure blueprints for the exotics that you have. So if I go down to my Lady Death, I'll be able to click on that. I'll be able to donate that Lady Death I just took out my stash, and then we can craft it to reconfigure it. We do need exotic components and other resources to do that, which I've got plenty of, so you will need them. But that will then give you another Lady Death with different attribute roles. Or they'll be the same attribute roles, but different levels, and that third attribute has a chance to be a different role. And you're probably looking for like damage to target out of cover on something like this. But right now, the objective is just to do this 5 times. So we're going to throw the Lady Death back in there again, and we're going to do that craft again, and that'll count as 2. You can reconfigure the same exotic every time. I just got damage target out of cover on this, so I'm going to keep that there. But you just got to do that 5 times for the objective. Next, we have complete countdown objectives on heroic difficulty. Countdown on heroic isn't that bad. I think the hardest part about it at times is matchmaking it. So if you're struggling to matchmake for heroic countdown, just go into our Discord server and ask people in there about if anybody wants to run a heroic countdown with you. Invite them to game and search for it. You don't need a whole squad for this. You only have to complete objectives. So I'm sure you played countdown before, but when you start, there's 3 objectives that come up, and you complete 2 of those to unlock the main objective, to then complete that to do the extraction. It's a little bit hit or miss whether the main objective counts or not, but those 3 objectives given to you at the start of a countdown run will count. So in theory, if you're working together as a team, you can just go into countdown, complete those 3 smaller objectives, back out, go again, do that 3 times, and you only have 1 more to do. So 4 runs of this in total if you do it that way. But if you just play heroic countdown and just get objectives completed, you'll tick this off in no time. You don't even need to complete the runs. So even if you're with a team that fail at the end, it doesn't matter. Quite an easy one to do. The hardest part of that will be the matchmaking, but depending on the time of day, you will matchmake for it. But again, use a Discord server if needed. Destroy enemy gadgets. We got to destroy 100 of them, and we're going to go back to Liberty Island for this one because there's a great farming method at Liberty Island to get this done in about 5 to 10 minutes. I say 5 to 10 minutes, but you do first want to go through most of the mission, unfortunately. So select whatever difficulty that you want just to fly through this, and then just make your way through the mission. You want to make your way to the part of the mission where you enter Liberty statue and you start seeing these echoes with Aaron Keener. As you run through this area, you'll eventually drop down into this area where you gotta fight a lot of gadgets. Before you do, get set up, because this is another area where we're gonna want to kill ourselves. So I'm just gonna throw on a quick build that is all red. This glass cannon build will be perfect. And I'm going to throw on a sticky explosive bomb to kill myself when needed. So we're ready to go now. We're going to jump down and we're going to start this encounter off. When we start this encounter off, there are 4 boxes in these corners that are going to have skills, gadgets sent at us. And we're going to want to destroy all those gadgets. As soon as we interact with this, it'll start the sequence. So just wait. I think Aaron Keener just says a few things and eventually skills are going to start coming out. Now you need to kill 100 of these. So there's our first one. So just keep an eye on these 4. And as they pop out, just keep on shooting them. The sequence lasts about a minute or 2. And I'm going to say you get about, there'll be drones and all sorts. You probably get about 20... around 20 gadgets per sequence you're gonna get. This corner I'm stood here, just left of the initial laptop, is quite good. It seems that one comes from the right, one comes from the left each time, which makes it very easy. This one behind me doesn't get touched, and the one on the far side don't seem to get touched. So maybe this is a nice way of just getting these to spawn for you so they don't cause too much of an issue. But once you approach the end of this sequence, the lights are going to go out and these skills will stop coming. As I've said before in this video, if you want to track these, as long as you've got objectives to do from the journey menu where the mission is, you can track this and you'll have the counter on the right hand side of your screen telling you how many skill or gadget kills you got. But you can see it's gone dark now, so I'm at the end of the sequence. And what we want to do so we can do that again is just kill ourselves. So it says go to Keener. We'll just wait until the EMP finishes because we just got EMP'd. And then we can fire this at ourselves, kill ourselves. And the last checkpoint is just before you hit the laptop to start destroying those gadgets. And we can hit that laptop again and do exactly the same thing again. It felt like I did well more than 20 that time, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is the corner that I stood in. It worked quite well, so I'll do it again. It is about 20 gadgets every time you do this, so you're going to be wiping about 4 times at most, I'd say. But before you know it, you'll have 100 gadgets and the objective will be done. Which then brings us to our final objective, which is eliminate tanks at close range with the impatient modifier active. 125 tanks are needed for this. Of course, first things first, make sure you have the impatient modifier active in the first place. So we're just going to take off the tapper one there. We're going to go and throw on impatient, which you must have unlocked to be able to select. Once impatient is active, every close range kill we get on a tank is going to count. Now, the best place to do this if you're solo is Wall Street in New York. You've got the expansion, because at the end of this mission you'll be able to get 2 tank kills very, very quickly and keep on rinsing and repeating. If you don't have New York though, there is a good place in DC. If you go to DCD headquarters, about a third of the way through that mission you have a tank, a sledgehammer guy that breaks through a door. If you kill that guy while keeping enemies alive in the room, you can kill yourself. The checkpoint's right before, you can just keep on rinsing and repeating 125 times. If you have 2 other people in your squad doing that with you, and then you get the kills, 2 tanks will spawn. So you get 2 tanks at a time through that door. So do DCD if you don't have the expansion and do that. But I'm going to show you the expansion version on Wall Street, because this is definitely the easiest way to do if you're solo, because you're guaranteed 2 tanks. So just head to Wall Street, and you want to complete this on any difficulty that you want. I'm just going to throw it on normal. Story even's fine. It doesn't matter. You just want to get to the end of the mission as quick as you can. Once you reach the end of the mission, you've got to be in this area here where you got the gate with the key locked behind, and you'll be going through to the final area. Now, this is where you want to make sure you're ready before you enter. So make sure you have like a build that's easy to kill yourself with. I've got a glass cannon build here. I've got my explosive sticky ready to go. And I've got no revive hive on. With that, I'm going to enter the final area, and we're going to kill a few ads. Now, once we clear this wave of ads, we'll get the final boss fight, which is 3. I say 3 tanks, but it's Dragov and 2 tanks. Dragov doesn't count as a tank, which is why you can only get 2 tank kills per wipe here. But we're just clearing the enemies now. And there's one more over here. There he is. And I'm going to go in this central area here. Just hit a restock. And it's quite nice to have a pulse on, if I'm being honest with you at this point. But they'll spawn in somewhere. You'll see where they spawn in. And there'll be Dragov and his 2 buddies. There we go. So we're going to kill Ron, and we're going to kill Knuckles very, very quickly on low difficulty with glass cannon. And that's going to be 2 tanks. We're then going to kill ourselves with Dragov still alive. You can try and kill Dragov if you want to. There are other enemies in the area, so you can still respawn and go again. So don't worry about killing all 3 as long as there's another enemy alive. But once you die, you're going to be straight at that boss fight. You can just run straight over here, and you can get ready for the spawn and do it again. And it's as easy as that. You'll kill 2 tanks every single time you do this. Got James Dragov again. And we'll have Ron, and we'll have Knuckles. So there's 1 down. And you can tell as well with the armor bar. You know Dragov's the one with the armor bar. There's 2 down. We're going to kill ourselves, and we're going to go again. We'll keep on doing this until we get 125 tanks. And once we've done that, we finish all of the objectives. I'm just going to do this 1 more time. They will spawn in different areas. That's why it's quite good to have a pulse on. You can also keep an eye on your radar at the top of the screen. It'll go red, and you can see where they've spawned. But it's as easy as that. Very easy to do. And there we have it. We've gone through every objective on this journey. I've given you all the best tips that I've got after doing this 3 times, each time in 1 sitting, with the most recent under 20 hours. So less than 20 hours, you can get all this done with the tips I've gave you today. You'll get all your awards, and you'll be ready for the season end. Without a delay, we expect this to be less than 2 weeks. How manhunts have worked in the past is once you complete the manhunt, you get the climax mission. We know this climax mission is this new form of climax mission with a master difficulty. I'm very excited to see what that entails. As I said at the very start of this video, you're going to need to complete all those scout missions, and they've advised to take on the master difficulty to have these modifiers. So I do hope this video today has been helpful for those jumping back into the game right now and looking to get caught up to speed as quick as possible. One final note I want to send you away with is some build ideas that you might want to have before this climax mission lands. Now, obviously, this is complete and utter guesswork because we don't know, but they did say it's going to be harder than heroic, kind of in between heroic and legendary sort of difficulty, and it is intended for 4 players on the master difficulty. So I'm thinking of like incursions potentially. I'm thinking of that sort of content when I'm thinking about piecing builds together for this, and I think you're probably going to be safe if you go in with a striker build. We got a 4-piece striker build here: Cheska, holster, box spreader, your St. Elmo's, whatever AR you want on there, grenade launcher, specialization, standard striker build. I think this is going to be absolutely fine when the climax mission comes. I don't see why you're not going to need a DPS build. Maybe switch it up so you have a coyote mask as well to support your squad. Maybe throw the coyote in there. Maybe even switch it up to someone who has a tardy for a bit of survivability, because survivability might prove crucial on this. So you're thinking of a 4-person squad, you're thinking a couple of DPS builds, switching a few of them with Coyote and Tardy isn't a bad call, just to get that extra damage and extra survivability in the squad. I don't think it would do any harm having some tank builds as well, though. I don't think a tank build will be needed, but for moments where you want to be invincible to get maybe a mechanic done or something, you can create like a Hasbro tank or an explosive resistance tank. These builds are very similar. The Hasbro one here, it's a Catharsis mask. We've got perfect Vanguard chest piece, a Yol holster, Bellstone backpack with adrenaline rush. We got improvised gloves, improvised knees. Then there's like protection from elites on every mod slot there. We've got hazard protection rolled everywhere, armor regen rolled everywhere. Switch the hazard protection to explosive resistance if you want. That's what I've done there with my additional build, and took out Yol for Lengmo. But there's different forms of tank builds. I recommend having a tank build ready just in case. And most definitely a healer. I think a healer is always needed in content like this when they bring it intended for like squads. If you think to Paradise Lost, a healer is very beneficial. If you think to legendary content, a healer is beneficial. And if you think to raids, a healer is beneficial. I'm not talking about you speedrunners that run through this dead fast, but for teams learning the content and trying to get through it blind for the first time, a healer can be very, very good. You got loads of different healer builds you could do. I've got this True Patriot healer I really like. BTSU gloves to refresh hives. Scorpio, 4-piece TP with repair skills, and Alp Summit chest there with empathic resolve. The standard future initiative healer as well, though. 4-piece future initiative, all repair skills. BTSU gloves, the setup of perfect opportunistic on the back there as well for Scorpio. These builds will do fine. If you've got a healer build, a tank build, and a DPS build, and you've all got that across your squad, you're probably going to be ready to go for this content. No guarantees on builds. We don't know what there is coming to us. We have no idea really, but we do know they said that the mods are going to help us, so get that journey done, and we definitely need to get those scout missions done, otherwise you won't even be able to do it. Hope this video has been helpful today. Hit like on the video, comment down below to help the algorithm. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe for more content from myself, and don't forget to check out our community linked in the description. We'll be helping with this climax mission if it's needed when it drops, so if you need people to link up with to get this master difficulty done, then that community is the place to be. Make sure you come and join us. Thank you for watching this today. Until the next one, take care and peace out.